Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and we are in the final hours of Halloween, October 31st, 2023. And I thought I would get a jump start on November 1st, and I wanted to do this a couple weeks ago. I've been making myself wait. If you don't know, um, November is National Writers Month, and there's a whole website, NaNoWriMe. Yeah, it's NaNoWriMe. For short, it's the acronym for National Writing Month. It's a whole thing you can join. It kind of keeps you honest to write so many words a month or a day, which I've never fully went through the whole month. I start off strong and then I don't do anything. But I thought I would pull out some decks that kind of remind me to keep that in mind and make me accountable to write every day. And it's books that are or decks that have poetry in them. Um, the books especially because they're stunning and fantastic. Um, Poetry or just prose or whatever. So I have 10 decks here. It's a mixture of tarot and oracle that I thought would be really cool to sit back and see what in my collection speaks to the writer in me. And I don't know what tag I'm going to call it yet, but maybe I'll just call it hashtag National Writers Month. What you got for November? So anyway, before I get too crazy here, I will start with a couple decks that to me have just really cool. This is the Bone Stone and Earthflesh Tarot. This is the first edition. It will be coming out mass market. We don't know when, but it's by Avalon Cameron. Anna Torian is the artist. And this book is huge. Look how it's hugely thick. There's pages of information on each card, and like this, the narrative. It gives you a whole storyline on each card. Like this is the Ten of Cups. It's the Chalice of the Lady, marks the beginning of a time of peace in the world of chaos. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And it does that for every single card. And I absolutely love it. And this is my number 2 deck ever. If I could only ever have 2 decks, this would be number 2. It's been used quite a bit. I use this, speaking of, that's the very first card I used mediumship work with. I will buy anything Anna Torian has ever done. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I cannot wait for her other projects to come to fruition. I cannot wait for this to go mass market. So people that didn't get the all-inclusive previous can get a new copy. And there is some artwork changes, so it will be different than this. It's not going to be exactly the same, which, of course, I'm going to buy it. I also have the sketchbook version of this deck, which you can get on my playing cards. But it is stunning. It is beautiful. The writing in it is amazing, and that's why this is number 1 for my Nano month of November. Number 2... it's going to have to be My Soul Cat's Tarot by Lisa Robertson. This is the companion book. It's got little poem or illustration from the cat, whatever cat it is. And I just think that is stunning. Sometimes you have to wait for the things you want. They need to grow. I mean, it's beautiful. And my cat ruined the deck. There's a lot of it that's jacked up. It may be better now, but there's quite a few cards that got messed up in here, so I'm going to have to repurchase this deck. But it is one of my top 10 favorites. I love it. It's so cute. It is Adam Oler's artwork, who also did Oak Ash and Thorn, Smoke Ash and Embers. Stunning deck, and I love this. As soon as I got this deck, I was in love, and the book is amazing with it as well. And then I found this cute little tarot bag to put it in. It's stunning. It doesn't appear as bad as it was the last time I looked at it. So it may not be correcting itself, but it might be not as bad as I thought. The next one, and this is also a Llewellyn publication too. It is and it's also Lisa Robertson, illustrated by Eugene Smith. It is the Animal Totem Tarot. And the reason this is in here is because the book is ginormous. There's also a poem from the mole or whatever, because this is the Eight of Swords. And it's funny that I open up to the Eight of Swords because that is the card I always look for. The Eight of Swords or the mole. It says sometimes we all end up in situations that are foreign to us. It might be strange in new surroundings, or maybe having to solve a problem in a way you have never had to do before. Either way, what was once normal is no more, and to find your way now, you are going to have to surrender to what is, so that a new way can be discovered. And this is the message from the mole. And it's every one of them like that. And again, we have several pages for the deck. It is a stunning deck. I don't often use it. I edge it in blue. I don't often use it as often as I thought I would, but it's still stunning, and I love it to pieces. Eight of Swords there. I love it to pieces. I should get this out. We are heading into winter, so I may wait till spring because this is very much a spring deck for me. But I also am leaving it out for the month of November for the whole NaNoWriting month, just to keep me inspired to write. And I think it's stunning. Stunning, stunning deck. Beautiful. Oh, there's a whole bunch of cards on the floor. Oh my gosh, they just keep falling. They don't want to go in. Oh my god, I literally dropped the same card like 4 times. What is it? The King of Cups. There's a beautiful bird. Beautiful deck. Beautiful book. It's a chunker. Okay. That was that. That was that. Now, the Children of Litha Tarot. This is a deck I got. I thought it's gorgeous. And there's little poems or pieces of poetry on each card. It says, the abundance before me, I've worked hard to achieve. Now I enjoy what I've got and have no reason to grieve. It's just beautiful little poetry in here. In the book, this is an independent deck. It came edged in black. These are the backs. It's got this nice silk matte finish. It's stunning. I haven't really used this yet, so this will be one of the main decks I keep out for the month of November for the NaNoWriMe. Just because it's so freaking stunning, and I have yet really to use it. And I got this deck, paid an exorbitant amount of money for. Turned out it was a knockoff. It was actually someone pretending to be Zaya Hunt, which is the creator of this deck. And then it took me a while to find out that she had some banged up box copies for around what I paid for the first deck that was a fake. So I went and bought it, and it's beautiful, and I've not regretted it. And I love that there's little poetry in there. It keeps me in that mindset. So next we have the Poe Tarot. This is a red feather, Schiffer red feather. I love that his poetry is on the card. Like every card. You don't even need the book for this. It's edged in red blood, or blood red. These are the backs. They're gorgeous. And then every card has his poetry on the bottom of the card. Look at that. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. Beautiful. I love Poe's work. I love that this deck has poetry on the deck. I do have a playing card, which is not in this. I've shown it before, though. It's a playing card deck that has his poetry on the playing cards, which is out of print. So that's probably why. Best I not show it. Although the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot is out of print. But it is coming back as mass market at some point. But that is gorgeous. This is literally the second deck I thought of. Third deck I thought of. when I thought of a NaNoWriMe November for writing. Next, we have the Tarot of the She. This is by Emily Carding. It is a Red Feather publication also. Everybody has this deck or has seen this deck or know what it is. I trimmed it and edged it in purple to match this, and it came out absolutely stunning. But it's not even the cards that drew... I mean, the cards did draw me in, and I love this deck. I haven't used it in quite a while, so I'm going to keep it out again also for this month for the... I'll turn around now. But the book has literal poetry for each card. Select the Maker 10. Kingdom Prospers. We got the Maker. Maker 10. The crown was forged by Maker King, and to him fortune's gifts will ye bring. For all will flourish in this land under one noble leader's hand. And every single card has a poem. And I freaking adore this deck because of that. It's freaking poetry. And I'm like, seriously? If I could create a deck, if I could draw at all and create a deck, it would be kind of like the book in this deck. Everything would be a poem, but it would be tied to tarot. And this is a stunning, stunning deck. And I freaking love it. And we got the tarot on the bottom. Breaking away out of those masks. That's gorgeous. And I love this deck. I haven't used it, like I said, in quite a while. This will be another deck I leave out for sure. Along with this one. I rarely use it. It's an independent deck. It is the Tarot of Japanese Poetry. There is a haiku or a poem in every card. On top of the fact that the poetry is a thick boy too. There's a little book and it's got this nice mat. It's got little photos for the cards. This is a native of autumn. I look at the courtiers. No, they have a lot of leisure. They are amused. The flower blossoms decorate their hair. Excuse me. I love that it has a little poem. It also tells you who wrote it and when. This was between 700 and 736 AD. So some of this is really old, and I love it. I love it's a thick cardstock too, but I love the backs. This deck came from, it started off in where they started the war a couple of years ago, last year. The Ukraine. This deck started in the Ukraine. They had to smuggle it out to get it to somewhere they could print it off. And for that, this deck has already been through so much. And the Japanese poetry in it is stunning. Stunning. I don't know that it talks about the poetry or the imagery in the deck, in the book, but it is so beautiful. And then there's poetry on top of that. It's just stunning. For some reason, I love Japanese artwork. So when I saw this on Kickstarter, I had to get it. There's 87 cards because there is the aces, and then there's a day before those cards for each suit. And then there's also 5. There's a knave, a princess, a knight, queen, and king. So there's 5 royal families for each suit. And I freaking love it. So that is the end of my tarot. And then I have 3 oracle, and they are all by Angie Sullins. The first one of these I got was the Wisdom of Hafiz. This is an oracle deck with poetic renderings by Daniel Ladinsky, art by Silas Tobal, oracle by Angie Sullins. So she wrote it. Silas Tobal did the artwork. There's poetry in the beginning. The beginning, there's poetry by Hafiz that was translated. These are the backs, gold edge. There are 44 cards. All of her cards have the same, they're the same size, same gold edge, and same 44 cards in any of her decks. I have like 5 now. So, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. On top of the fact that the imagery is so beautiful, the poetry in it and the stories in it are just freaking out phenomenal. And of course, this will be a deck that gets left out if I'm talking about writing and being inspired by writing. Plus, there's a lot of Persian, because I think Hafiz was a Persian poet. There's a lot of Persian tie-ins in this deck, and I'm pretty sure that I was a Persian in a past life. I've been over that before with you guys, but I think that's why this was my first Angie Sullivan's deck, because I couldn't resist the Persian part of it. And I can't. Like, anytime there's Persian anything, I'm all over it. Don't know why. I'm pretty sure that's why. So the next one is the Love Who You Are Oracle. Love the front. It's got a poem right there in the beginning, or a little poetry thing. I think this is going to be number 9. The newer ones all come with a baggie. That Wisdom of Hafiz is the only one I have that did not. Again, it's the same size, beautiful backs, gold edged, and they're gorgeous. Look at that. For a New Beginning, and then there's poetry in the back of the book. Let's see, number 8. What does that say? What is death to the caterpillar is new life for the moth. Okay, so there's not poetry in there, but in between some of these, look, there's a poem. She's got poems stashed in here. This one's called The Hive. And then if you go a little further, there's another poem. And then a little further, there's another poem. Like, the book has poetry throughout. Plus, once again, the cards are freaking stunning. This has a very whimsical side to it, to me, this deck, versus the Wisdom of Hafiz feels very familial to me, or ancestor to me, which makes sense if it's a past life thing coming through. But this one feels very whimsical, and it's so beautiful, and I freaking love it. 2 pieces. I was going to get this one a long time ago and never did. And then I went and bit the bullet recently and got it. Look at the back. It says, the moon doesn't only shine when it's whole. It can show up with a single sliver of itself and still light an entire night sky. Show up, sing, shine. The world needs you as you are. Angie Sullivan. I love that. And she just kind of, I feel like I've got to catch them all now on all her decks, because I have several. And I still have several I don't have. But they're all poetry, and they all inspire me to write. So I think that's beautiful. And then the last one we have is the Tree Keeper's Oracle. It is the last one she just came out with. There's poetry here. There's poetry throughout the book, just like the last one. It's stunning. And then we got, and I'm almost out of time here. Came in a baggie. There's bags. Again, they're shiny, same cardstock, same gilding, same size, same amount. There's 44. And again, it's stunning. Yeah, it says, as legend and druids can tell you, there are places on the planet where the veil between worlds is thin, and the trees are guardians of these sacred spaces. That is beautiful. And this is the trees. And it is stunning, and I've used the crap out of all of these decks. I'm just probably going to leave these out more for the month of November, because they inspire me to write, which is what I need in my life. I need to get back to the dream, the goal. It's almost like I've been sidetracked the last couple of years, so I need to get back to that. So this is my NaNoWriting month, November decks to inspire me to write. I would love to see everybody else do this tag. If you are a writer, and you're having any kind of mental blocks like I've been having, I would love for you to do this tag and tell me what decks you have that kind of tie in writing and poetry together, or writing and tarot together, or writing and oracle together. I find it fascinating that I found decks that kind of tie the two together, and I love that. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And you guys have a great night. Bye.